In this lesson, we will write a personal narrative essay. Okay. That's not too bad. That's the next one in English. Okay. Physical science. Let's go to full course lessons. Here we go. Rates of solutions and reactions. To be the next one here. This is this looks like a lab report.
Again?
Alka-Seltzer and water. Yeah. Alka-Seltzer. Boy, that's an old picture. Uh, so it
What
looks
is
like you'll have to,
Alka-Seltzer?
yeah, looks like you'll have to get Alka-Seltzer if you don't have any.
Okay. Well, I already have to take the photos for lesson 6. I might as well get the Alka-Seltzer today and try it out, you know?
Sure. Sure.
What?
So the way we did this last time is so this one actually requires, it really does require the full lab report. So, and let's go grab that again. Lab report format, production, materials and methods. Okay. You do not need to copy and paste these into the submit box. You need, it's section 1. Okay. Well, there's no getting out of writing today. I mean, you're either gonna have writing on this or writing on that, or I suppose we could jump ahead to a different lab or a different assignment in physical science, but this one's different than the others. You're going to have to write some things, especially the procedure and so on. Results we won't be able to do. Discussion we probably won't be able to do, although I mean, we could try.
Okay,
So
I think I have an idea.
sure.
I'll do whatever I can with this lab today, and then like if we meet up tomorrow, we could discuss it and stuff. I can like tell you what happened,
Yeah,
basically.
today is our last lesson for the week, unless I'm told otherwise. Now I can certainly make myself available for you, but this
Okay.
is all we've got for the week.
Okay, so like if today is our last lesson for the week, then if we meet up next week and I do the lab and like I take photos or videos, we can discuss it and it like would work out, I think.
Sure, that's definitely fine. So the big difference between this lab and the other is that this time we have to fill in these sections. They're not going to give you the questions to answer. You just have to do them on
Mm-hmm.
your own. So that's fine. I'll help you kind of navigate through this. I'm just moving some stuff around. So give me a moment here. All right, so let's do a new share screen. Okay. All right, so we kind of answered these questions yesterday in the assignment. So they're
Mm-hmm.
asking you here, what do you expect the effect of temperature to be on the rate of reaction? So do you remember anything from yesterday about how temperature affects the rate of reaction?
Well, kind of.
Okay. So what is the relationship that you remember?
Oh, it was well, temperature. If some I don't know how to word it. Dang it. Well, here's the thing. Temperature something makes it so that some things heat up and some things can like cool down, but temperature is mostly just for heating things like
Sure. Now,
now
as temperature increases, do you think the rate of reaction gets faster or slower?
it gets faster.
Okay, I agree. So could you put a sentence together that says that?
Yes. Should I do one sentence or try to describe it as more? Because I only wrote right now, when the temperature increases, their reaction time gets faster.
The rate of reaction, rate of reaction, not reaction time. In one sentence is fine. Now, it would be better to word it this way: as the temperature increases, the rate of reaction, and then you fill it in, fill in the blank.
Okay. So something like this. I just wrote it in the chat, by the way.
All right, let's take a look. Yeah, we can just say increases. Keep it succinct. Okay. Um, you might want to add another sentence that says that going the other way. Um, uh,
So
the low
as
the lower, and this is the other way you can word it. The lower the temperature, the lower the rate of reaction. That's another way to sort of write it.
mm-hmm.
And then you can add in that these are directly related, which is the relationship where as one thing goes up, the other goes down or goes up. I'm sorry. As one thing goes up, the other goes up. Okay, great. Now for question 2, give your current understanding of rate of reactions. What do you expect to be the effect of surface area on the rate of reaction?
I do not know.
So what did we say yesterday? And
Um, oh my God, I forgot.
we'll go back and look at yesterday's notes, either the lesson notes or what I sent you this morning. You'll see
All right,
that
you'll see that.
there's a section there for surface area down at the bottom.
All right, I'm checking the notes. Surface area down at the bottom, so I gotta scroll all the way down. Oh, crushed tablet, that's what we wrote. For
Yes, but then that was an example. But what is
if
what
you
is
increase the surface area and sped up the reaction, the particles will break up into smaller pieces.
so what does that mean for the rate of reaction when the surface area increases?
It'll break apart into smaller pieces.
We're talking about the rate of reaction. Don't that's what happens when you break it up. It becomes the surface area increases when you break it up. I'm asking you to say something just like before. As the surface area increases, what happens to the rate of reaction?
It also increases.
Okay, so could you give a couple of sentences like that here? That are
Yeah.
highlighted or were highlighted.
Okay. So I wrote the starting sentence. Should I also mention the fact about the that it can increase when you crush it, or should I not?
Uh,
Because
that's the thing. You could say that you could add in a sentence that crushing the tablets will increase the surface area, but that's not
mm,
part of your hypothesis. But that is true, what you're saying there.
okay, because I don't know. I know that I have to write more than just one sentence for this. I just can't think of anything without mentioning crushed tablets, and this is a hypothesis. Hypothesis. So
It's okay. The one sentence is enough. The in the previous one, I only added the sentences so that you had other ways uh you have other ways to write it. Now, you wrote the same thing in both clauses here. You said as the surface area increases, the surface area also increases. We want to know how surface area is related to rate of reaction. So could you reword what you wrote?
yeah, because I wrote it similar to the first
No,
sentence,
the
right?
issue is that you have the same, you say as like thing one goes up, thing one goes up.
Oh, oops. I forgot to put temperature.
We already talked about temperature. We're talking about surface area and rate of reaction.
Oh yeah. Okay, there we go. I fixed it. I put the rate of reaction in.
So that is also not correct. It has to be that the about the surface area increasing first. Then you can say something about the rate of reaction.
All right, let me fix that. I just have to swap them around. There we go.
That is more in line with what we're trying to say. Okay. All right. Now we have to do the same thing for concentration. So we have to do the same thing. As concentration increases, what will happen to the rate of reaction? And you can look at your notes from yesterday to make that determination.
All right, I have the other notes pulled out, which is a good thing.
All right.
I'm trying to find the question in the notes about the reaction stuff.
It would also been towards the end.
Yeah. All right, I found them. Okay, cool. And can you repeat what you said before? You told me to look in the
It's
notes
we're
just
we're
for.
now looking at concentration. So it's the
Okay.
same as the previous ones. You just have to figure out whether it causes the rate of reaction to increase or decrease.
Okay. The concentration would also increase, right?
You can start out the sentence just like we did the previous ones. This is where you have to recognize that you're doing the same thing again. As the concentration increases, comma, the rate of reaction, and then you fill in the blank.
Gotcha.
As I skate faster, I can spin more.
Yeah.
You're converting linear velocity to angular velocity. Like that's what we're trying to say. We do this all the time.
Got it. Right. I just wrote in chat.
As concentration increases, the rate of reaction also increases. Yes. All right, that looks good. Do the formatting thing here. Okay. Now what's not clear to me is whether you can. It did say in the lab like do not copy and paste these questions, but um, you do not need to copy and paste. You'll answer using a complete sentence as part of section one of your lab report. Okay. I think your teacher, if I had to guess, would be more they want more of a written thing where it's more of a narrative. Whereas before we just answer the questions and we're fine. But I don't know exactly. I mean, you could just try this and see. But it does say this section should be at least one paragraph long. So if you're asking me, I think you have to talk a little bit about rates of reactions, then give your hypothesis and sort of like talk about why this is important. So
Okay.
let's start with and what I'll try to do is write questions that you can answer. I think that will be the best way for us to go.
All right.
Um, and I'm gonna refer mostly back to that previous lesson. So that's probably the best way to do this, where you're just going back and looking at that information. Um, all right. So first question I think would be helpful for writing this narrative would be what what causes a chemical reaction to occur? So I'm looking for one sentence. Go to the section on rates of reaction from yesterday in the actual online lesson.
Okay. Is it on types of chemical reactions? Well, no, actually, no, it's not that.
Rates of reaction.
Oh, I found it. Okay. Right now, trying to see. Um, the I'm right now reading the notes.
It will be on the, yeah, it's in that first paragraph under rates of reaction is where you can find it.
Yeah. They said activation is the energy to initiate a reaction.
Yeah, this is a much more simple answer. It's in the first paragraph of under rate of reaction.
Oh, it says right here, when molecules collide with enough energy, this provides the activation for energy for the reaction to occur. So it's basically just saying if molecules have too much energy, that's how a chemical reaction starts,
I'm
and then
gonna,
they crash into each other.
yeah, that's what I'm looking for. There's one sentence and it's like, yeah, I'm not trying to make this complicated. Like that's the answer, but you have to rewrite that in your own words.
Yeah,
So could you rewrite that in your own words? Give me a, a
yeah.
sentence here.
Okay, I tried to rewrite it. Let me know what you think.
Okay, that's fine. What are the 4 ways to increase the rate of reaction? And I'm looking for, full sentence. So don't just list them. You've got to write a few words before you list them.
Okay. Are those four ways the temperature, the concentration, the surface area, and the catalyst?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Just making sure. Okay, I made a whole list.
All right. So the is increase the temperature, concentration, surface area. And so the last one is not is and use a catalyst. All right. So that's fine. Next question here is for you to look for is what is activation energy?
Activation energy.
Yes,
Oh, good thing it's still on the rate of reaction, so I can just look at the first
yeah,
paragraph and I'll get my answer.
exactly.
Okay, hold on. I'm so sorry. But it doesn't. I'm just looking at the first paragraph to make sure, I get the right. It mentions. Should I mention the fact that before it was called activation energy? It was I don't know. I don't know what. to do because it also mentions exothermic and endothermic and how it was like originally labeled as a hump for activation energy on a graph. I don't know.
So the sentence you're looking for says the activator activation energy is. Uh, that's where the answer is.
The activation energy is, that's what you want me to look for? Oh, okay, found it. So this sentence that I wrote, does it work?
That's good. Okay. So we're getting really close to being done with this paragraph. We just have to combine everything together. All right. So if we remove the questions and just use the words, I think that we've got it here. So let's do that.
All right.
Okay. Think about the formatting on this. I guess we should use this formatting. All right. So read. Oh boy, I guess that didn't format it. Weird. All right. Go ahead and read this first paragraph to yourself and just see if you think any changes are needed.
Okay.
Do you want to make any changes to the introduction?
No, I think it's good.
Okay. So we've I think we've answered all this. I mean, I don't want to get like too worrisome about like did we or did we not at this point. So, all right. Materials and messages. This should be a precise narrative of everything you did, right? In past tense, as if you were telling the story, not giving directions. So the past tense is key. You have to make sure you're talking about what you did. There are four procedures. Ooh, okay. They're very similar. They're very, very similar. So let's talk about procedure one. It's the most basic one here. So you might start out by writing something like the first procedure, and then you're using past tense, began, first procedure. Well, we'll get to that. Here's the list. Was the first procedure was the control group. Okay. So now what you're going to do is fill a beaker with room temperature water, and you have to use the same amount each time. You're going to put a thermometer in the water or that digital temperature device, which I would recommend getting if you don't have one. They sell them at, Ace Hardware, Home Depot, Lowe's, well, maybe even Walmart. And then you obviously need the Alka-Seltzer. So you're gonna put one of those in the tablet, and then you're gonna start a stopwatch, and you're gonna see how long it takes to fully dissolve.
All right.
So could you attempt to put those steps, like hopefully you visualized filling this up with water, recording the temperature, and dropping a tablet in the beaker, then waiting to see how long measuring how much time it takes to fully dissolve.
Mm-hmm.
So could you put those into a couple of sentences?
Yeah.
You do not want to say step one, step two, step three. You want to just talk about it as if you're telling the story to someone, like your coach.
All
Your
right.
coach says, what did you do today? And you say, oh, this is what I did.
Can I start like with first, like,
Yes. You can use this. That's a good question. So you can always use words like first, second, third, then, next, then. Like I try not to just say then. I like to say then, next, then, um,
yeah.
after. These are good words to use.
I don't have a beaker. Can I say a glass of water?
That's where I think you got to look and see if some of these schools make you get a lab kit. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the answer. Um, I know Walmart sells like what looks like a beaker. It's not really a beaker. I mean, it's in the glass. It's like uh, yeah, it's so,
I'll just say beaker for right now.
okay.
Like, how would I say I repeat steps one? Like, do I say after that steps again?
You, you would say, you would say that, and you probably want to send over what you got. You would just say
Alright,
that, um, these steps were, repeated a second time. So
okay.
let's take a look here. First, and I don't know if you're allowed to use first person. Um, yeah, this is gonna be a little bit hard for you. First, you would just say a beaker was filled with room temperature water. You need to say how much. We'll get to that, and you can't use first person. Um, then the temperature was measured. Uh, Next, and so on. So we'll fix this here in the next hour. Um, and then we'll talk about how to repeat here. So, all right, let's take a short break. I'll see you in about 10 minutes.
Alright.